You open the door to your house after an exhausting day. Your body feels heavy, your mind is overloaded, and all you want is to collapse somewhere that makes you feel at peace. But instead of finding that refuge, what you see hits you like a wave of chaos. The dining table is full of things that shouldn't be there: keys, papers, empty containers, maybe a cup with half-finished coffee from the morning. On the floor, shoes out of place, backpacks, clothes that never made it to the laundry basket. You head to the kitchen, hoping to find some order, but the sink is full of dirty dishes, some with food scraps that have been there longer than you'd like to admit. A glass of half-drunk water occupies space on the counter, next to a grocery bag that you never finished putting away. You look around and the appliances, utensils, and ingredients you used this morning are still there, in a silent mess that screams at you that you have another task pending. You take a deep breath and walk toward the living room, hoping to find some relief, but there too, chaos awaits you. A charger cable hangs from the coffee table, tangled with others that no one has bothered to organize. A cushion on the floor, a jacket on the sofa, a crumpled blanket in a corner. If you look closely, there's even some dust on the surface of the furniture. None of this is chaotic on its own, but when everything piles up, the feeling of lack of control becomes unbearable. There's no break. Your home, instead of being a refuge, has become another source of exhaustion. It's not just a visual problem, it's mental. Your brain processes all that disorder as an endless list of things you should do but haven't done. You see it and feel guilty. You see it and stress more. You see it, and the last thing you want is to be there. But it doesn't have to be this way. Your home doesn't have to be another burden. It doesn't have to drain the little energy you have left. It doesn't have to be a constant reminder of what's pending. It can be the opposite, a space that embraces you, that makes you feel light, that gives you calm instead of anxiety. Today, I'm going to share with you 9 tips that will help you transform your home into a place where you can really rest and feel good. It's not about making extreme changes or turning your home into a magazine photo. It's about making small adjustments that will have a huge impact on your well-being. Because your home should be a place that recharges you, not drains you further. The first step is to eliminate what's unnecessary. Your mind processes every object it sees, even if you don't consciously notice it. Every item you have at home takes up space, not only physically but also mentally. A drawer full of old papers, device chargers for things that no longer exist, receipts you never checked. A shelf cluttered with things you accumulated without realizing it, travel souvenirs you don't remember fondly, decorations you never fully liked, product boxes you kept just in case. And every time you look at that mess, even for a second, your brain faces a micro-decision. Should I throw this away? Where do I store it? Will I need it in the future? You might think it doesn't affect you, but the reality is that all that overload of decisions piles up, drains you, and contributes to stress. It's no coincidence that more organized spaces convey peace. Fewer things mean fewer distractions, less visual noise, and less mental load. But getting rid of what's unnecessary doesn't mean throwing everything away at once or turning your home into a minimalist space with empty walls. It's about eliminating what doesn't serve you, what you don't use, what's just there taking up space without any real purpose. The trick is to start slowly. Don't try to organize your entire home in one day, because you'll end up more frustrated than when you started. Begin with a small space, one you use frequently, a drawer, a shelf, a specific corner of your closet. Take a few minutes to look at what's there and ask yourself, does this really serve me? Have I used it in the last year? Does having it make me feel good? If the answer is no, get rid of it. Don't keep things just in case. That just in case is the reason you've accumulated so much without realizing it. If you really needed it, you'd already be using it. And if you ever need it again, you'll probably be able to get it in some other way. You'll feel resistance at first. Some things will be harder to part with than others. But every object you let go of will be one less weight on your mind. You'll notice how, as you clear space, the sense of lightness grows. It's like removing background noise that was always there, but only now you realize how annoying it was. It's not just about tidying up, it's about making space for what really matters. When you eliminate the unnecessary, what remains stands out more, is appreciated more, is enjoyed more. Your home starts to feel different. Airier, quieter, more yours. And the most surprising thing of all is that, even though it's a small change in the environment, your mind perceives it immediately. You feel less pressure, less anxiety, more clarity. It's not magic. It's mental space regained. And it's the first step to transforming your home into a refuge of calm. Lighting changes everything. Lighting is not just an aesthetic issue, it's a powerful tool that directly impacts your mood, your energy level, and your sense of well-being. Think about it. Have you ever entered a place with bright, white, almost surgical lights, and felt that instead of relaxing, you got tense? Or, on the contrary, have you been in a space with soft, warm, enveloping lighting, where almost without realizing it, you felt calmer? That's no accident. Light influences your brain more than you think. During the day, natural light signals to your body that it's time to be alert, to be productive. But at night, if you're still surrounded by bright white lights, your brain doesn't get the signal that it's time to relax. You remain in a state of activation, even if you don't notice it, which can make it harder to disconnect, slow down, and even sleep well. That's why the type of light you use at home can make the difference between a home that recharges you and one that, without you realizing it, contributes to your stress. Make the most of natural light. Not only do you save energy, but you also give your home a feeling of freshness and vitality. During the day, open curtains and windows, let the sunlight flood the spaces. If you have furniture or decorations blocking the light, rearrange them. You'll notice how, with just this change, your home feels more spacious, more airy, more alive. But when night falls, that's when you need to be most careful with your lighting. The key is to use warm, soft lights that mimic the tone of the sunset. This type of light relaxes your eyes, reduces the feeling of fatigue, and prepares your brain for rest. Use table lamps, bulbs with a warm color temperature, around 2700 K to 3000 K. And if possible, opt for dimmable lights to adjust the intensity depending on the time of day. You can also play with different light sources to create a cozy atmosphere. Instead of relying on a single ceiling lamp that lights up the whole room evenly, incorporate indirect lighting. A floor lamp in a corner, LED strips behind furniture, candles on the nightstand. These little lights create an enveloping effect, making the space feel more intimate and relaxing, as if it embraces you at the end of the day. If you have screens at home, like TVs, computers, or phones, use warm light filters at night or activate night mode. The blue light emitted by these devices tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which can affect your rest and keep you in a state of unnecessary alertness when you should already be relaxing. Small changes in lighting can completely transform the feel of your home. With the right light, a space that once made you feel restless can become a haven of calm. It's one of the simplest and most effective ways to make your home work in your favor, rather than being an additional source of exhaustion. 3. Colors also influence how you feel. Colors have a deep impact on our mood and the way we perceive a space, even though we often don't realize it. It's no coincidence that hospitals use cool and neutral tones to convey cleanliness and calm, or that fast food chains use vibrant colors like red and yellow to stimulate appetite and speed. Your home is no exception. The colors around you affect your stress level, your energy, and even your ability to relax. If you enter a room with intense red or bright orange walls, you're likely to feel some unease, even if you can't pinpoint exactly why. Strong and bright colors can overstimulate the mind, making the space feel chaotic and exhausting. This doesn't mean you have to eliminate all color from your home, but rather find a balance that promotes tranquility. Neutral, earthy, and pastel tones are your allies when you're seeking a relaxing atmosphere. Colors like beige, soft gray, warm white, light blue, olive green, and sandy tones create a sense of peace and spaciousness. You don't need to paint your entire house white to achieve this effect. You can play with color combinations that convey serenity, keeping a neutral base and adding color accents in specific details, like cushions, pictures, curtains, or furniture. If you already have vibrant colors at home and feel they overwhelm you, consider making adjustments. A drastic change is not always necessary. Sometimes, simply adding softer elements can balance the environment. For example, if you have a very colorful wall, you can soften the effect with neutral colored furniture and decor. If your living room or bedroom is filled with intense colors, try introducing natural elements like light wood, plants, or earth-toned fabrics to create harmony. Another key factor is the color saturation. A bright blue is not the same as a pastel blue or neon green compared to sage green. Highly saturated colors tend to stimulate the brain, while more muted or pastel shades create a calming effect. That's why, in spaces where you want to relax, like the bedroom or living room, it's better to opt for softer versions of the colors you love. You can also use color psychology to your advantage. Blue, for example, is associated with tranquility and focus, making it ideal for bedrooms and rest spaces. Green conveys freshness and a connection to nature, perfect for living rooms or reading nooks. Earth tones, like soft brown and beige, create a sense of stability and warmth, ideal for making a space feel cozy. Remember that color isn't just on the walls. Fabrics, furniture, paintings, and even decorative objects contribute to the chromatic feel of a space. Sometimes, a simple change of curtains or cushion covers can completely transform the energy of a room without needing to paint. What matters is that your home reflects an environment where you can breathe easily. If you feel the current colors overwhelm you, it might be time to make some adjustments. Finding the right palette can turn your home into a space where, upon entering, you feel you can let go of the day's stress and simply be at peace. 4. Less noise, more calm. We live in a world full of noise. From the moment we wake up until we fall asleep, we are surrounded by sounds that, although they seem harmless, gradually wear down our mind. The traffic outside, the hum of appliances, the TV on even when no one is watching, phone notifications, distant conversations. All of this creates an invisible burden, a constant noise that keeps our brain in an unnecessary state of alert. Noise is not only annoying, but it also has a direct impact on our stress levels. Studies have shown that prolonged exposure to irritating sounds can increase the production of cortisol, the stress hormone, and make it harder to concentrate and rest. That's why reducing noise in your home is not just a matter of comfort, but of mental health. Start by identifying which noises in your home are affecting you. It could be traffic coming through the windows, the sound of the fridge, electronic devices that beep from time to time, or even the echo in an empty room. Sometimes, we don't realize how much they affect us until we make an effort to reduce them. One of the most effective ways to achieve a calmer environment is by minimizing external noise. If you live in an area with heavy traffic or street noise, use thick curtains or window seals to block some of the sound. You can also add rugs and upholstered furniture, which absorb echo and reduce reverberation in spaces. But complete silence is not always the best solution. In fact, a completely silent environment can be uncomfortable for some people. Instead, you can introduce relaxing sounds that help create a calm atmosphere. Soft music, nature sounds like rain or the whisper of wind, and even white noise can help mask bothersome sounds and generate a more peaceful setting. If you spend a lot of time at home, consider setting specific moments of total silence. Turn off the TV when you're not watching, silence unnecessary notifications on your phone, and create spaces where you can be without auditory distractions. You'll notice that, over time, your mind feels lighter and less saturated. Another powerful strategy is incorporating natural sounds into your home. If possible, leave a window open to listen to the birds singing or the sound of the wind. If that's not feasible, small water features can be a great option, as the sound of moving water has a calming effect and helps reduce the perception of other bothersome noises. Sound is a tool that can work for or against you. If you feel that your home drains you instead of recharging you, take a look at the sounds around you. Sometimes, the simple act of turning off a device or consciously choosing what kind of sound you want in your environment can make a huge difference in your well-being. Your home should be a sanctuary, not a place where constant noise adds to the stress of the day. 5. Scents have a huge power over our minds. The sense of smell is directly connected to our emotions and memories. A single scent can transport us to a specific moment in our lives, making us feel nostalgia, joy, or even tranquility. This is a power that we rarely consider when thinking about the atmosphere of our home. But the truth is, scents can influence our mood in such a profound way that a space with the right fragrance can completely transform the way we feel in it. Think about the difference between entering a room with a fresh, clean, and welcoming scent versus one that smells musty, like stale food, or a perfume that's too intense. Unconsciously, our bodies react to these stimuli. A space with a pleasant scent invites us to relax, while an environment with unpleasant odors can create discomfort, distraction, and even stress. To turn your home into a refuge of calm, choose scents that promote relaxation and well-being. Lavender is famous for its calming properties and ability to reduce anxiety. Vanilla brings a sense of warmth and comfort. Eucalyptus helps clear the mind and improve breathing. Sandalwood is ideal for creating an atmosphere of serenity and spiritual connection. Citrus scents, like lemon or orange, bring freshness and positive energy. The way you introduce these scents into your home also matters. Scented candles not only fragrance the air, but their soft light adds a cozy touch that enhances the feeling of calm. Essential oils can be used in electric diffusers or mixed with water in a spray bottle to mist sheets, curtains, and furniture. Incense can be a powerful option if you're looking for a more meditative atmosphere, though it's important to choose gentle, natural fragrances to avoid a heavy feeling. You can also make your home smell good more subtly. Proper ventilation is key to preventing unpleasant odors from accumulating. A little baking soda on carpets and upholstery helps neutralize bad smells. Plants like jasmine or mint not only beautify the space, but also add natural fragrances without the need for additional products. Even the way you scent your clothes and sheets influences the sense of well-being in your home. Using softeners with relaxing scents or adding a few drops of essential oil to your laundry can make every time you lie down or take a garment from your wardrobe feel like a small dose of calm. Fragrance is a small detail but with a huge impact. It's an invisible way to transform the energy of your home without needing drastic changes. A home that smells good is a home you want to be in. And when your home becomes a place where you truly enjoy being, your mind finds a refuge of peace amid the chaos of the outside world. 6. Visual order matters. Your mind is constantly processing everything you see, even if you don't realize it. If every surface in your home is covered with objects, if too many colors are competing for your attention, if every corner seems to shout clutter, your brain is working overtime without you noticing. There's not a single moment of visual rest. And when your mind doesn't rest, neither does your body. Visual order doesn't mean that your home has to look like a catalog photo, but it does mean that each space should have a breather. There should be harmony in what you see. You should be able to enter a room and feel relief instead of saturation. It's a concept that interior designers know well, but anyone can apply with small changes. Think of a clear table with just a few well-chosen items, a wall without too many stacked pictures, or a shelf with space between objects rather than being overcrowded. These small voids allow the eyes to rest and help energy flow better in your home. A simple trick to achieve this is to quickly evaluate any space in your house. Stand at the entrance of a room and observe it. Does your view feel calm, or does it constantly jump from one object to another without rest? If you feel like your gaze doesn't know where to stop because there are too many things competing for its attention, then there's visual overload. Start by eliminating what's unnecessary. Sometimes we accumulate decorations, photos, papers, and decorative objects without realizing that, together, they create chaos instead of beauty. Fewer, well-chosen things bring more calm than an excessive amount of disconnected items. Next, look for ways to organize what you do need. Use boxes, baskets, and furniture with closed storage to hide items that don't need to be in sight all the time. Having a designated place for everything helps prevent clutter from taking over spaces. Colors also play a key role in visual peace. If every room has too many contrasting tones, your brain is processing all that information constantly. A more uniform color scheme or a reduced palette makes the environment feel more relaxing. The same goes for patterns and textures. Too many surfaces with bold designs can saturate the space. Instead, choosing a few focal points and keeping the rest neutral helps balance the perception of the surroundings. Finally, remember that visual order is not rigidity. It's not about living in an empty, impersonal space, but about finding a balance where everything has its purpose and contributes to well-being. A visually ordered home is one where the mind feels at peace, where you can breathe deeply and feel good without even knowing exactly why. It's a feeling that, once you experience it, you don't ever want to lose. 7. Plants are not just decoration, but little allies for calm. Plants are much more than decorative elements. They are living beings that transform a space, fill it with energy, and contribute to well-being in ways we often overlook. It's not just about aesthetics. Having plants at home has a profound impact on both the mind and the body. First of all, they purify the air. They absorb toxins, reduce carbon dioxide, and increase oxygen levels, improving the quality of the environment you live in. In a world where we spend most of our time indoors, breathing cleaner air thanks to the presence of plants is an invaluable benefit. But their impact goes beyond the physical. Plants have the power to connect us with nature, something we often lack in daily life. A small green corner at home reminds us that there's something beyond concrete and screens, that life keeps growing at its own pace without rush or stress. Looking at a plant, caring for it, watering it, and seeing it bloom is a subtle but powerful way to bring calm and mindfulness into our day. You don't need a huge garden or extensive knowledge of botany to enjoy these benefits. A simple pot on your desk or the living room table is enough to notice the difference. If you feel like you don't have time or that you're not good at taking care of plants, there are resilient and easy-to-maintain options like pothos, sansevieria, or aloe vera. These species require little watering and can survive even if you forget to tend to them for a few days. Location also matters. Placing a plant in your workspace can help reduce visual fatigue and stress. Having one in your bedroom can make the environment feel fresher and more welcoming. In the living or dining room, they create a natural focal point that gives a sense of balance and harmony. Even the texture and color of the plants influence how you perceive a space. Large, green leaves give a sense of calm and stability. Flowering plants add a touch of joy and freshness. Succulents and cacti, with their geometric shapes, bring order and structure. And there's something almost magical about watching them grow over time. A new leaf, a root expanding, a flower appearing out of nowhere. They are small reminders that life keeps going, that everything changes and evolves, even when you don't notice it. Having plants at home not only beautifies your space, but also beautifies your mind. It invites you to pause, breathe, and be present. It's a reminder that calm doesn't come from filling your life with things, but from learning to coexist with what's essential. And few things are more essential than nature. Create a real rest zone. The way you organize your space directly influences how your mind perceives and responds to that environment. If you constantly mix work, rest, and leisure areas, your brain won't be able to distinguish between what should be a place for relaxation and what should be associated with activity and productivity. This can generate constant stress and a feeling of never being able to disconnect. The key is to create distinct zones within your home, even if the space is small. If you live in a small place and think you don't have enough space to create different environments, don't worry. There are simple ways to establish visual boundaries without needing large walls or dividers. Rugs are an excellent tool to mark specific areas within a room. A rug in the resting area, next to the bed or in a cozy corner, will remind you that this is a place to relax, read, meditate, or simply disconnect from the world. Furniture is also a powerful ally in this regard. Using shelves, screens, or even a simple table can help create a visual barrier that divides areas. If your living room and workspace share the same space, consider using a sofa or a bookshelf as a separator. This simple act of delineating areas will help your mind understand that when entering a specific zone, the purpose changes. In one, it's time for activity, and in the other, time for relaxation. Don't underestimate the power of colors and lighting to reinforce these zones. You can use softer, warmer tones in the relaxation area, while in the workspace, you might opt for more neutral colors or even slightly more vibrant ones to keep you alert. Lighting also plays a crucial role. A warm light in the relaxation area invites relaxation, while a cooler and brighter light in the workspace helps you stay focused. This approach of separating areas is not only useful for avoiding space contamination, but it's also essential for mental health. When your mind enters a specific place, like a resting area, it needs to know that it's there to relax, without interruptions or distractions. If your resting place is the same as your workspace, your mind will constantly be on alert, expecting you to return to activity. The place where you sleep should be sacred. A bed filled with papers, clothes, or electronic devices not only interrupts physical rest but also mental rest. If you make the resting place a distraction-free refuge, your brain will associate that space with calm and restorative sleep. The same goes for the workspace. If you keep it organized and free from distractions, your mind will be able to focus and be productive when needed. This small act of creating differentiated zones within your home can have a significant impact on your well-being. It's a way to teach your mind when it's time to focus, when it's time to relax, and when it's time to completely disconnect. A home that respects these zones not only feels more organized, but also contributes to a sense of control and inner peace, which is essential for reducing stress and promoting mental calm. The last tip may be the most important, although we often overlook it: keeping your home in constant adjustment. Living in a space that provides you with mental calm is not something achieved with a single action or deep cleaning. It's a continuous process, a commitment to your long-term well-being. It's not about doing everything at once and then forgetting about it, but about creating a routine that allows your home to evolve with you as your needs and mood change. Our lives are not static. The seasons change, the times of the day change, our tastes, priorities, and even our emotions change. And your home should reflect that change. Perhaps at one point you want a corner full of plants, but after a while, what brings you peace may be a more minimalist space. Maybe a resting area full of pillows will comfort you for a time, but later you may prefer something simpler and clearer. What matters is listening to what your mind needs at each phase of your life. You don't need to make drastic changes every month, but it is important to make small adjustments regularly. Perhaps once every 2 months, you can reorganize a shelf, move a picture, or add a new item that inspires you. This will not only keep your home interesting, but it will also allow you to stay in tune with what makes you feel good at the moment. A simple example: how about changing some decorative details with each season of the year? In the fall, you can introduce warm colors and softer textiles. In spring, you may prefer fresher colors with natural and light details. Changing decorative elements or even rearranging furniture according to the season will not only keep your home fresh but will also remind you that your environment has the ability to renew and adapt, just as you do. Keeping your home in constant adjustment also means being willing to get rid of what no longer serves you. I'm not just talking about material things, but also about old energies that no longer add anything to your life. As your priorities change, take stock of what's around you. If an item no longer brings you joy, if a piece of furniture no longer fits your lifestyle, or if there's something that causes you stress just by looking at it, it's time to let it go. Creating a space that evolves with you allows you to live in harmony with your environment, without the feeling of being stuck in a place that no longer reflects who you are. Your home should be a mirror of your personal growth, a refuge that adapts to your changes and, above all, provides you with a space where you can recharge, feel at peace, and most importantly, enjoy the tranquility that only a well-maintained and adjusted home can offer. Don't wait for stress to accumulate and take over your home. Every day you let chaos pile up, you're sacrificing your well-being. You don't have to wait for a deep cleaning or a radical change to get started. Start today with one of these small adjustments. Remove what you don't need, change the lighting, or rearrange your space. The results won't be immediate, but you'll feel the difference from the first moment. You'll be surprised at how a small change can transform the environment and your mood. Remember, it's not about doing everything at once. It's about taking those small steps towards a home that provides you with peace and evolves with you at your own pace. Do it today, and you'll see how little by little your home becomes the refuge you've always desired. If you like this content and want to keep learning more about how to improve your space, your well-being, and your daily life, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell to not miss any of our upcoming videos, where I'll continue sharing more practical tips. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.